Om Vasudeva Sutam Devam Kansachanuramardanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagatgurum. When the goal is described in scriptures in two ways, sometimes say it is the realization of God, sometimes it will say to know the truth. When we say the truth, it is not a relative truth of our world, it is the absolute truth. And now when we say truth, if this is white, to call it white is truth. If a person is good, to tell him good is truth. When in scriptures we say truth, with T capital, truth means Satya. What is Satya? Trikala Abhadita Satya. If the terminology which is used in the scriptures, if we don't understand, or rather if we take this terminology in a colloquial way, then your understanding of scripture will be of that type. Very easy to say, which everybody has heard, Brahma Satya, Jagat Mithya. What is Brahma? What is Satya? What is Jagat? And what is Mithya? If we don't understand the meaning of these four words, then, Brahman is truth, everything is unreal. Yes, in a way it is correct. But how it is told, why it is told, when it is told, for whom it is told. So when it is said the truth, realization of the truth, truth is called, that is Trikala Abhadita. What is Badhita and Abhadita? Abhadita is that which cannot be negated, the existence of which is not negated. You cannot prove the non-existence of something. In all the three states, what is the three states? Not past, present and future. In we are a continuous existence. None of us know when we were born. Do you remember when you are born? No. The date which you say, I am born on this date, it is in my passport. That also your parents told you. Or the people told you. If you are born in the hospital staff told about you. Your parents told about you. Somebody other than you told about it. And that is considered as true, because in practical life that is true. What about you? You don't have any memory when your life started. Intuitively, you feel your continuous existence. Anadi, when it started, you do not know. Do you think you started existing when you are born? I don't think so. Your being born doesn't mean you should be aware about this world. That is one kind of existence. When you sleep, you don't remember this world. So your recognizing or remembering or being in this world is not the proof of your existence. When you say about the body, yes, it is a date of birth and a date of expiry. But the body is your object of perception, your own body, your own mind. Think, do a practical test yourself. Quietly sit. Try to remember the earliest memory of your life. Go when I was 5 years old, when I was 4 years old, when I was 3 years old. You cannot go very far. We do not remember anything when we were 6 months old or 1 year old. Does it mean we were never 6 months old? No, we were. But we don't have the memory. Oh, I don't have memory. That doesn't mean I did not exist. So you are contradicting yourself. Your existence doesn't depend on your memory of your existence. So let us keep the memory aside. Now sit down and spend 1 minute to think which is your earliest memory. My earliest memory maximum can go is primary 1 when I was already 5 years old. Some hazy situation I may remember when I was 3 years old or something. I don't even remember that. What happened to that first 5 years of my life? I don't remember anything. Does it mean I was not there in first 5 years of my life? Yes, I was there. So when your memory started, or with the earliest memory which you have, is much after your birth. So you have no right to say, before that I did not exist. So you say, no, but I was born on this day, that's what my parents says. So my existence started from that day. In a way true. But you don't have that notion. It's a fact which you accept it. But you don't have that experience. Similarly, a very horrific picture is drawn to us about death. There is nobody who wants to die. There is nobody who doesn't worry in a way. After that, spiritual people stop worrying about that. But in that way, you are dying every day. Every day when you go to sleep, when you go to deep sleep, you are completely detached from this world. For example, a doctor gave you anesthesia. You became unaware about the world, even in your body. And it became so deep that you could not get up. Heart also stopped, everything stopped. So you died. Birth and death, Sri Krishna says, birth and death is a state, manifested, unmanifested, manifested, unmanifested. Your existence is continuous. In your continuous existence, your individual existence, or you only exist. There is no second person to exist. Because everybody whom I see exist is my object of perception and which is dissolved, which get dissolved on everyday basis. When I go to deep sleep, whole world get dissolved. There is a minor difference. Many times I have told. Here is a mobile phone. Now there is no mobile phone here. So there is an absence of mobile phone. Correct? So here is a presence of mobile phone. Now there is an absence of mobile phone. Even if mobile phone doesn't exist, the concept of mobile phone exists. Because of that you say absence of mobile phone. In deep sleep, not that the world is absent, even the concept of world is absent. You don't have even concept that it doesn't exist. You don't have the memory in the deep sleep to say, oh, when I was in deep sleep, this world didn't exist. That you are telling in the waking state, not in the deep sleep. Spiritual life or the realization of the self is understood only from the subjective point of view. People spend a lot of time in arguing and proving that this objective world is transitory. Even if it is not transitory, what I have to do with that? I am here to realize myself. I am not here to realize whether this phone exists or this person or that person exists. That cannot be my spiritual goal. My spiritual goal is about my existence. Is it the temporary one for 50, 60, 100 years? Or is there anything eternal? Because my experience says, my means all of us. All of us individual existence says, this world exists, which I deal with my attachment and aversion and likings and dislikings and all that, is only in the waking state. This world doesn't exist. Once you go from waking to dream or dreamless sleep, deep sleep. The first doubt which everybody asks is, Swamiji, don't tell me all these things. When I go to deep sleep, I may not experience the world, but world is there. No. Why? When I go to deep sleep, when I don't experience the presence or absence of this world, do the external world exist? You say, yeah, when you are sleeping, I was not sleeping, so this world exists. Remember, that is your perception, and you and your perception both are absent in my world. I exist, but this objective world doesn't exist for me. Second doubt, because you slept. It is your state of mind. Nothing to do with the existence of the world. Fine. If I exist in the three states, why in the waking state I am able to see this world? Why in dream state I have a very hazy idea of this world? In my deep sleep I exist. But this objective world doesn't exist. And that gives you rest. That gives you freshness. That's why only when you have a deep sleep, even afternoon nap for 15 minutes, if it is a deep sleep, you touch that deep sleep and come back, you are fresh. Whole night you sleep, keep on seeing different dreams, thoughts tossing around. Morning you are not fresh. From where that freshness come? From where all your weariness, all your tiredness, all your lethargy, all your fatigue, everything is absorbed, everything is taken away, and you wake up very fresh. From where you get that freshness? When you see only from the psychology point of view, it is that you are sleeping and your limbs are completely loose. So morning you feel fresh, no? So here is I remember an incident, Swami Ashokanandaji in 1917, 1918, during that time, came to Velur Math to join. A young boy, extremely brilliant, came to join the order. Met Swami Brahmanandaji. So Brahmaji, what you have studied? No, I have studied. I did my graduation from Presidency College. What was your subject? So whatever subject he had taken, philosophy, this and that. Brahmaji told him, history, psychology and philosophy. Psychology is the closest to the philosophy among all the subjects. Why? Because it deals with the mind. Philosophy deals with the spirit. Psychology deals with the mind. The rest, everything deals with the body. I am not interested in that. I remember one of our monk of my batch, almost of my age. He was a medical student. He studied medicine, first year, second year. Second year he left. I said, why did you leave medicine? You could be a doctor, you can serve so many patients. Yeah, thinking that only I enter in medicine. But then why did you leave? You know, it is true that he was admitted in Dhaka Medical College. And he left after 2 years. I said, why? In first 2 years, they taught us the anatomy of the body. And Sri Ramakrishna suggested to me, there is nothing to study in this body, study the self. What do you mean by studying? So many doctors are there who know the body. Do the doctors be free from the attachment or the attraction of the body? No. Even if they have opened the body and see there is nothing, only filth, only blood, only nothing is to be preserved, everything is not taken care, is nothing but filth. Sri Ramakrishna told nothing more for you to study in the body. Body you saw, you cut, pasted everything you saw in the body. Now study the self. He literally left medical college and joined the order. You have left medical, so what is your qualification? Your higher secondary, class 12. So the Swami told him, do you want to study anything? I can study if you want. As a brahmachari, as a novice, he started attending Sanskrit class in the Raga University and did study in Sanskrit, which will help him to study the scriptures. Why I am telling this? That when you consider yourself body, we are body. By telling you don't become something higher, we have the body consciousness. But in the same you who has body consciousness, because of whom, because of which rather, because of your identification with body, everything in the world is because of that. All your relations because of the body, whether it is parental relation or a family relation, whether it is next generation relation or whatever, everything is because of your body. As soon as you identify yourself with the body, all the relations, all the instincts are superimposed on you because you call yourself body. I have a body, so I have a hunger, thirst, lust, greed, everything. You don't need to select. It's a package. As soon as you consider yourself body, this will definitely come to you. Now you handle how you want to handle. So our sages told, the switch is here, your identification with the body. To reduce that attachment with the body or identification with the body, see, a simple spiritual practices are recommended. Fasting, or people used to do different types of tapasya, different type of physical austerity. Infringing pain was one of the, to reduce your identification with the body. Extreme treatment to the body, not eating, not sleeping, not sitting. You see, other day there was a news. When Swami, whole life like this, all this became numb. Standing on one foot, correct? That is very famous. People stand on one foot not for 1 or 2 hours. They do it for days and months. Because physical, why do they do it? Whether they want any occult power, we don't talk about it. But this, to get away from this identification with the body, tolerating, pushing the envelope so much, that which is beyond our imagination, how they can absorb this pain. I remember we had one Swami. Doctors are telling him impossible. So much pain he is undergoing. It is something without anesthesia doing your operation. And there is no even muscle is moving from his face. extreme example of Swami Turiyanandaji, you have read it. He had a wound, carbuncle, at his back. So doctor said, we shall give a local anesthesia. He said, no need. But it will be very painful. Before you start operation, you let me know. So the doctor says he is joking. So without anesthesia, he put the knife. So Swami said, oh, pain. I told you, Swami, it will be painful. Let me put anesthesia. No, you didn't tell me. Okay. Now you do. Complete operation took place without anesthesia. The doctor says, how it is possible? So he said, no, nothing possible. I took my mind away from there. If mind is not there, then the sensation of the body doesn't travel. But that could be extreme case. So many times, when small thing happens, for hygiene, for medical purpose, you go to doctor. I am not telling no. But to be so impatient, to be so disturbed is a small word, of course, to be so much broken, that depends on people's threshold of tolerance. Just an example I am giving. We were new, just joined the order. So we are young boys, 20, 22 years old. So Deepavali time, some devotees told Swamiji, we will bring some crackers. In India you have different crackers. Here is only sparklers. There you have many. So there is one, what you call it? When you light like a jar, it will come. What? Not parachute. Anar or tubri, something they say. There are two. One is this lot of sparks will come out like a fountain. And another is sparks come out, lastly it will burst. That we did not know. So he gave and we were very happy. 22 is not a child. Young man we are. So I put it, and then when it was subsided, I told, let me take it and throw it in dustbin. When I took it in my hand, it burst. My problem is not that need to go to doctor. Next year the President Swami will not allow. So I immediately went to my room. Very well. No, I think he went for washroom or something. Here my hand is burning. Okay. How I should behave is possible when I have this terrible pain. Then only is a time to practice. Otherwise I can give lecture now also. So I put my hand in water, but that burning doesn't go. So another Swami came, another Brahmachari came. He is a little more scriptures and Vedanta and all that. So I told, sit down, tell me a joke. I said, what do you mean by that? Tell me some jokes so that we both can laugh. No, why you want to do that? I told, let me see whether this pain can be converted into laughter. He said, I don't understand. I said, you don't need to understand. You tell me a joke. Why I am telling is to lift your mind, or rather to get little diverted your mind. We are not that Swami Turiyanji who will withdraw the mind. We don't know the ability of that. But we know. I am reading Bhagavad Gita now, or I am taking a phone call. Both I can't do together, correct? In the same way, either I suffer or my mind is somewhere else. How both the place mind will be there? Simple experiment. Not that it was something big spiritual thing, no. One day I went to receive one Swami to the railway station with a devotee's car. So the Swami sat behind, I sat next to the driver. Holding my hand like this, I close the door. So this comes into the door, and many of us have this experience, terrible pain. So I'm holding like this and talking to the Swami. Not that I was not feeling pain. What I'm telling is nothing spiritual about it. to increase the threshold of your getting broken down. Terrible pain, I understand. I would undergo it for a while. But God is great. This pain is still in the jurisdiction of our ability to forbear. There are certain pain when it is much more than your ability. For example, your hand is cut in a machine. You can't tolerate it. Correct? So God has something which works like a fuse. When a heavy electric current will come, to protect your installation, the fuse will be melted. So the electric current stops going, stop passing through. I remember before I came to Singapore in 2001, there was an earthquake in Gujarat. I was posted there for a while. So the Swamiji told, there is a Bengali lady in the hospital. We need to go and see her. I said, okay, let us go. I remember something pole. You know, when we went, she was lying down in the bed, wanted to get up, cannot get up. Initially she cried and said, I can't do even namaste to you, because her hand was chopped off. So, can't do namaste, this part is not there. So I said, but cutting hand is something. He said, yes, Swami, this is the nature of God. I do not know that my hand is cut. When people told me, where is your hand? Then I became unconscious. I don't even know. This part was lying inside and I was already outside. Blood is flowing because whole building is collapsed. So she saved her husband, saved her child, and lastly she came out. This is the Indian mother. To save, let the child go, husband go, I will come out last. By the time she came out, the staircase fell on her and the hand was chopped off. When she came out, people told, where is your hand? Then she became unconscious. Till then, she said, I do not know. The fuse is out. You don't feel the pain. Suddenly you feel the pain when you came to the consciousness. Why these incidents I am telling is not telling some history, no. Our identification with the body, the best way, very practical side of, see, when you are completely physically well, no illness, good food, comfortable room, oh, now I sit and do japa. An idiot can do that. When the situation is against you, you know, in some songs, God is considered as my resting place. God is my resting place. Not that after die, I rest. No. If God is your resting place, whenever you are tired, instead of telling, let me go and sleep, okay, let me go and do a little japa, if it can make me fresh. Of course you feel tired and you sleep later, that's fine. But not immediately succumbing to sleep. Let me take rest little in the name of God for some time. Then go to sleep. We, in the smaller way, we cannot become those great spiritual giants who have absolutely no body consciousness. We cannot become that. So we need to push the envelope in the name of God. Nothing serious about it. Whenever I had 2-3 operations, so I had anesthesia and all that. Every time I tried, I told the nurse, before you inject, you let me know. Why? I said, no. Okay, now you want to do? Okay. So I started doing Japan. I went to not laugh. That is the only time when consciously I will be able to go to. And I know that I am going to fall into sleep in 2 seconds. Before that, let me do japa. Maybe I don't wake up then how? taking advantage, taking help of that period where 99% people will be so much disturbed, crying and disturbed, and what will happen and this and that. What will happen? Nothing will happen. If I come back, good. If I don't come back, better. What is there to be so much disturbed about? You need to push the envelope. Eventually, I'm telling something very naked words, naked truth. Even if you hold on to, a time will come in your life, that is the only certain things which will happen, that we will quit this world one day. From our childhood, I didn't know that I will become monk. I didn't know I will be in Singapore. I didn't know that I will be giving lecture on Bhagavad Gita, but one thing which I knew, knowingly or unknowingly, that one day I will die. That is the only truth. Definitely going to happen in all of our life. So Sri Krishna says, as you have childhood, youth and old age, similarly you will have death. Nothing to be perturbed about. And that death experience you have every night when you fall asleep, when you go to deep sleep. You are disconnected with the body as if. So that sleep when we will go, will not come back. They will see the body, oh, no more life. That is other responsibility to do what they want to do. I have already left. I remember one devotee told me, Swamiji, death is okay, you told. You know this dementia, my goodness, I don't want to have that life. But you already went through. No, I had never dementia in my life. No, you had. No, I had never dementia. Same example I gave. Tell me something when you were 3 years old. No, I don't remember. So that was a dementia period, correct? You do not know anything. Oh, I don't want to be dependent on others. I mean, you are dependent on others. Tell me when you were 6 months old. Sorry to use the word, your urination, your potty, your hunger, your everything, your mother looked after. You are dependent. Maybe a small portion will be reflected again at the end of your life when you are 90, 95 years old. Somebody will look after it. Your duty is not to ask God that I don't want to be dependable, I don't want this, I don't, no. There is nothing which I want or I do not want. Do something that I don't forget you, that's all. What's the big deal? Idea is this. A spiritual life is this, when it is a God-centered life. Whatever I do, God will be in the center. Otherwise, is a God-flavored life. Everything is there in my life. A little topping of spirituality is there. Some classes, some bhajans, and some visit, tirtha, some charities. Good. Very spiritual. No. It's a God-centered life. Everything what I do, everything will be compromised for that. This will not be compromised for anything. If that doesn't come, maybe your topping is of a little thicker layer, that's all. But it is not God-centered life. When the soul existence, when the very purpose of my existence becomes that, then only it can become God-centered life. I remember just a few days before, a devotee asked me, very interesting, people see from different angle. Swamiji, you are taking up a big project? I say, yeah, it's a big project, $12-15 million project. I understand you are a monk. What you are expecting to learn in next 3 years when you will be busy with this project? What you are expecting? Why do you do this? Okay, for the society, for the service to people, all I understand. What is you personally are expecting from that? I said, good, nobody asked this question to me. Probably, and now consciously, let me see the hand of God working. Not only in my life, but around me. And I should keep up detachment. Enthusiasm is full, 150%. But detachment will be there. The practice of detachment and ability to see the hand of God working around our life. That's what I want to learn. It is not the project. Project is only the byproduct. Spiritual life is the main. So what you want to do is this. So here, whenever we say in our scriptures about Satya, that is the truth which cannot be negated, means which cannot be disproved its existence in the three states: waking, dream and deep sleep. These are the three states we have. There is a fourth state which Indian psychology accepts as a fourth state, is a state of swoon, SWOON. Say you get a knock on your head and you become unconscious. After some time you become conscious. Or you are given anesthesia, you become unconscious, after some time you become conscious. This is the fourth state, which is a forcefully sending you to state of deep sleep, which is not a deep sleep, but which is a becoming unconscious, just like a deep sleep. So that fourth state is accepted in Indian psychology. So in these three states, waking, dream and deep sleep, whose existence is not disproved, is yourself. Otherwise you don't have experience of deep sleep, you don't have experience of dream, and you don't have experience of the waking state. There is a beautiful Urdu line in a kind of song, that the whole world is shining because of the light of God, but God exists because I exist. There is a poet, very philosophical. The very existence of God, which I am experiencing in my waking or deep sleep or whichever state, my own existence. If I am not in a waking state, if I am in deep sleep what I am? I am, just I am. Deep sleep I am a monk, I don't know. I am a man, I do not know. There is no adjective to me in deep sleep, but still I exist. So you, without any adjectives, whatever it is, all your adjective is because of your body. Tell me, I am a monk because of this body. I am a man because of the body. I am hungry because of this body. I am angry because of this body. Everything is because when body is cut off in a way, relationship in deep sleep, you exist without your mind and body attached to. That you, that existence cannot be disproved in any of these three states. Shankaracharya says, that I told always, all the three states, it is me who is in these three states, always going. In our Upanishad it says, Yatha Mahamatsyo Ubekule Sancharati. Think of a giant fish which goes from one shore to another shore, one bank of the river to another bank of the same river. A fish is traveling between your waking state and your deep sleep. Like that we always travel. From when? We don't know. Continuous this is going on. Only in waking state. In waking state you have everything. All pleasure and pain in the waking state. Think. There is a feast. Very good food. You took good food. Little more than you take. So you are full stomach. So you went home and slept. There is another person. By the time his turn came, all the food is finished. Up to afternoon 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, he did not get any food. Became so tired, took little water and slept. Both went to deep sleep. Dream could be different because of the full stomach and empty stomach. Deep sleep, there is no difference in their experience. It's the same experience. Deep sleep, everything belonging to the body, everything belonging to the mind is dropped off. What happens when people cannot tolerate situation? What generally people do, what they show it in TV, people drink wine. Why? Then they go and sleep. Oh, I can't take it. To forget that, you completely disconnect yourself with the body and mind and go to deep sleep. But again, when you wake up, same things will sit on your body. So solution is not that. Solution is detachment. Solution is self-improvement. To be free from many situations comes in our life. We are also not free from that. Such acute situation, I can't tell you here publicly. Such acute. I am giving big lecture now. Twice it happened in my life. Without doing any dieting. I lost 5 kilo in 15 days. So much stress. I'm eating, can't eat. Sleeping, can't sleep. Situation was such. Nobody is to be blamed. Such acute situation. You cannot be free. But at that time also I taught myself the same thing. Show me your detachment. You are not affected by that. You have no role to play in this situation. Yes, situation is there for you to handle. But you are not part of the game. So be detached. And you be detached. But it takes time. It takes the maturity also comes into picture. So idea is this, when you say about the truth, this definition of truth is very necessary for us to remember. Trikala abadhita satya. Truth is which cannot be disproved in any of the three states. That is the only truth. Remaining everything goes away. Everything is either part of waking state or part of dream state. Of course, dreamless state is just free. You are there. It's only two modifications of mind. So detachment is something which will... So Satya. When we say Brahma Satya, what is Brahma? That is Brahman. That me. Again I am quoting the same Shankaracharya. Yat Swapna Jagara means Jagrita Shushuptyam Avaiti Nityam. That which travels in this Jagrat, Swapna and Sushupti, waking, dream and deep sleep. Who travels in this three state is me. Tad Brahma Nishkalam. Nishkala is, there is no combination, it is the one, it is just one. Nishkalam aham nacha bhuta sangha. I am not this mixture of five elements, this body. I am that which travels in these three states. All of us, irrespective of who we are and what we are. Only when you come to waking state, you say I am this or that. Sri Ramakrishna was from a village, so his language is sometimes very rustic language. He says, big ego. Gentleman's big ego. Nobody is like me. Very powerful. He becomes unconscious on the road. Sorry to use the word. Sri Ramakrishna. Even dog comes and urinates on his face, he can't do anything. Why? You are not in a condition to react, whatever big you are. So all your big, all your ego, all your power is only in the waking state. Come back, again you get identified with. You know who am I? how long it will remain? Even if it remains for the whole life, then death is the full point. Everything is taken away from you. Start the chapter new again. It is something that you know it will be taken away. Not that you are not informed. That's why all the detachment is practiced. Nobody says you renounce everything and go to Himalayas. No, that's not possible by everybody. But this detachment, this knowledge in me that everything in the waking state remains in the waking state. You know, there is in the meetings you say, a Chatham rules follows. What is the Chatham rules? Whatever is discussed in this room remains in this room. You don't go outside it. That's the Chatham rules in the meetings. So this is the waking state is the Chatham rules. What is the rules? Whatever in the waking state remains in the waking state. You cannot even take into deep sleep. Forget about taking to the next life. This identification, this holding on to the things with the sense of detachment, with the sense of this knowledge that everything is fine, I am the caretaker. Many times people feel, just in a lighter note, when we say that we are having a big project and all that, mission is a lot of money. Why? You are sitting on a big Bartley Road. He said, you know the value of this land? I say, I can't break little and eat. No. It's not a question of that. Everything is a book value, not practical value. But even if I say I'm in charge of this, 100% in my heart I know I have nothing to do with that, just looking after the place. As a guard will look after, a security guard will look after the same way you look after. It doesn't belong to you. When the detachment is there, even while living you don't feel anything because you have a detachment. So in the whole world, it's not question of mission or anything. In any sense, your body itself is not going to last. How the things connected with the body is going to last with you? No. The famous example of Saint Guru Nanak. Guru Nanak had a disciple. Guru Nanak is one who founded the Sikh religion. He had a disciple, very attached to whatever he had. So Guru Nanak came to him and told, you see, I don't have any property, but I have a needle, which sometimes I used to repair my clothes. You do one thing, I am old, I can't take care of this needle. Can you please keep the needle? I am depositing with you. Give me back in my next life. So I said, sir, what you are talking? Next life, how to give this needle to you? So he said, the needle cannot go in the next life. How do you think your property will go with you? Fact is this much. This time, anyway, it is from a different point of view. In our Nirvana magazine, if you are reading, there is one page called President's Page. So I have written a small article of one page called A Simple Truth. And later on you can read it, it's yet to be published. So idea is this, that one is detachment. Detachment will come naturally provided this knowledge is there. This knowledge will tell you that no, things are in a state of flux. Who knows better than the people of this generation? You are holding expensive shares of a big company. One small stupid incident happened, the value holding in your hand, the value 40%, 50% is dropping out. Next morning it became pieces of paper. Everything in this world has this condition. You give value up to a certain extent, but eventually nothing. I remember one gentleman, then I says, you are staying where you are wanted to stay, just be detached. Just be detached. So he said, no, I have no right to complain. No right to complain. And everything what he has, I remember, oh sorry, we don't have time. I remember one lady passed away. many years before. Sitting on a big house, big money, big, everything very big. For some reason, I became the source of some solace and consolation in her suffering of cancer. So one day she told that, I don't have any children. You ask, whatever you ask, I will give you. I said, no, I don't want anything. No, you ask. You are like my son. Whatever you want, I will give you. I said, tell me one truth. You have so much. You can't use a cent to extend your life even for a day. And next, within 1 week or 10 days, she passed away. Your own money, you cannot use to extend even 1 day in your life. How do you think your money can be used for me? I don't want anything. No, you should ask something. Then anyway, I asked, you bless me. That's all. If you think that I am your son, bless me. That's all. I don't need anything. So, knowledge is this. Knowledge is the transitoriness of whatever we have, including your body. That's the main knowledge. And when that knowledge and intellectually you are convinced with that, no need to leave everything, go to the forest. I'm not telling that. But the detachment will come very naturally. When this conviction, even intellectual conviction is there, that everything around me, including my body, is nothing but in a state of flux. It is moving as like you hold the sand in your hand. After some time your hand is empty, all the sand will go out. It's like a time. Meditate on time. Look at the watch. Tick, 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 tick. The second which went, try to catch it. Cannot catch. Every second which passes, actually we are going forward and the time is lapsing, time is passing behind. And you cannot hold it back. As your breath, you cannot hold it back. Is your second, you cannot. In the same way, everything is in a state of flux. That was one of the biggest realization of Buddha. That's why Lord Buddha said, Sarvam Kshanikam Kshanikam. Everything is temporary. We should take next time. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Tat Sat Sri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu.